Right now, I'm going to show you 5 insane FL Studio tips. I'm not going to waste any of your time. Let's just get into it right now. Okay, so let's say you have a pretty huge arrangement in your playlist. You have a huge project, there's tons of sounds and layers going on. As you can tell, this project is absolutely massive. And let's say that you want to try out a new idea in your playlist without actually editing this arrangement or saving a new project file. Well, I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So the first thing you're going to do is go up to this arrangement button right here, and then you're going to press add one. Now you can name it whatever you want. So I'm just going to name this second arrangement and then press enter. So as you can see, it adds an entirely new empty playlist into the same original project file that you were in. In fact, you can go back to this tab, click it, and then open the original arrangement that you had. Now, for example, I could hold Control, left click and drag, press Control C, and then copy it into the second arrangement, Control V. And as you can see, I can do a ton of edits and do whatever I want without actually editing the original playlist. If I edit anything here, we still have the original arrangement that we can go back to. Now, this next tip is going to be insane. I'm going to tell you how to convert text into MIDI chord progressions. Let's do it right now. I have a piano plugin loaded up. This is Keyzone Classic. Now what we're going to do is go to the browser and go to the library tab, and you're going to go down to piano roll scripts. Now I've already downloaded this, but if you haven't, there should be a download button right here on text to chord progressions. Once it's installed, this is what you can do. You can actually go to the piano roll and then click on this tools icon. From here, you're going to go to scripts, then down to text to chord progression. And as you can see, it's giving you some directions here. You can either do the names of the chords or the Roman numerals. So for example, I could put in 5 and C minor and so on. It's a really cool trick. You can also change the tonic note as well as the length of the chords. Okay, so I have this melody right here. And I'm going to show you how to create an instrument using anything. Let's get into it. So first of all, I'm going to select all of this and copy it. Then I'm going to go down and select a vocal. It doesn't have to be a vocal, but I just feel like using a vocal for this example. I'll choose this one. I'm going to drag it in. I'll paste the melody. Let's press play. Okay. Shut up. Okay, so as you can tell, it sounds really bad right now, but we're going to make it better. So I will increase this out and then decrease the length. Now here's the magic. We can go to this envelope window and then go to the pitch envelope. Let's enable it, increase the amount, decrease the attack, and adjust this to however you want. I'm just going to have a little bit of decay like this. So as you can tell, now it's more of a vocal pluck, and with a little bit more effects. As you can see, I applied some reverb, some delay, and a shaper box. Then you can create something like this. This is one of my favorite tips, and it's super fun to mess around with. Okay, so the next tip involves Edison. I have Edison loaded up right here. I will just use the same vocal sample that we just used for the last tip. And we're going to drag and drop it into Edison. Now here's the magic. We're going to click this blur button. So once you click it, it will open up this window. You can increase the amount of the blur to however you want. I'll increase it to about 75% and then press enter. Now if you play it, as you can tell, it just blurs it and it sounds really cool. Now what we can do is just left click this and drag and drop it into the playlist. Then we can apply a ton of reverb and delay, and you get something like this. So as you can tell, we made this cool atmospheric vocal effect. So I made this drop right here. And with the same blur effect that I just showed you in Edison, you can create some really cool vocal fills. So I use the same blur effect on this vocal, as well as a few other effects, as well as this one right here. And then finally these ones down here. It's all the same effect, just the blur button in Edison, and it creates these really cool results. Okay, so the final tip I'm going to show you is insanely helpful. So what we're going to do is in FL Studio, go to help, then go down to diagnostics and click on it. As you can see, it will open up this diagnostics window. And from here, you can choose to fix FL Studio song project. So if you click on it, you can browse for your projects. I'll just choose this one, for example. And for instance, if you're working on a song and all of a sudden it just crashes, it gets corrupted, this can potentially save your project file. So as you can see down here, we have the option to remove the plugin that crashed when the file was saved, or you can remove a plugin that crashes when the file is open. You might want to try both of these depending on how your project got corrupted, but this trick alone has saved so much of my project files.